Welcome everyone. This is not how we want to welcome anybody. But today we gather to reinforce our commitment to the height of awareness, active observation around us, and proactive safety measure that we want to have in place. Together, let's make sure that we are heard. Today is not about anything else but Suchir, and hearing directly from the parents and people associated with the case so that there are no whispers and no, they call like conversation that finds its own feet. So I'm going to start some questions. Please understand the sensitivity. The parents have gone through a lot. They will continue to answer the questions as long as they can. Thank you for doing this, Purnima and Balaji. So let's start with, tell us something about Suchi as a child.
Suchir was a prodigy, and you won't believe he called me Amma at 3 months. When he would wake up, he would say Amma, and I'd noticed that he didn't say that to my mother-in-law or to dad, Balaji. And then we knew that he had excellent motor skills when he was 2.5 months infant. 13 months old, he showed he's not ordinary by picking up all the alphabets. To less than 2-year-old, he could recognize words. I still remember when we were going to Half Moon Bay, he asked for pizza, and we said, "There's no pizza here." But he pointed pizzeria, and he said, "Look, there is it. I want it." He was self-directed. He knew what he wanted very clearly. A very happy child. I have no complaints about him. I've never heard him say anything negative about teachers, school, colleagues, nothing. And we did send him to a program when he was 7. It's about a computer-based mathematics program. And then we figured out he was gifted. At that point of time, we moved from Foster City to Cupertino so he can get better challenge. At the age of 11, by the age of 11, he tried every musical instrument, every sports, he tried painting, he tried creative writing. But when he took up the programming in Scratch, he couldn't stop it. Within 3 days, he picked up the whole syllabus. And the 4th and 5th day, he was teaching other high school students. 2 months later, he asked me questions about algorithm sorting, array sorting algorithm that I could not answer him. 13-year-old, he built his own computer. 14-year-old, he wrote a science paper about quantum computing. He talks about Monte Carlo method. I can still not understand what he talks about, and he talks about improving the CPU utilization. He talks about VLSI design, mind-blowing. And then, like I was thinking he'll go more into AMIE and Science Olympiad, but he chose to go into Computing Olympiad. He would sit and practice day in and day out for 2 years, and he didn't even come for vacation with us for 2 years. And then he wanted to be the champion. He did at the age of 17, when he was 2016, he was national champion. Then he attended a 2 weeks program and 2 weeks training camp. Cora CEO come over there, and then he said, "We hire high school students." This guy, I told him before itself, "You're not going to take up job, you have to go to college." So he hid the truth from me. And then I dropped him at Cora. He said, "I'm going for a contest, mom." And then after a couple of days, he's talking to someone else. I'm right next to him. "Oh, it's about the contest." He had got a call from a recruiter. He negotiated. He got a sign-on bonus. He got a stock option. He made up his choice. On a Saturday, he's telling, "I'm not going to UCSD. I'm taking up a job. I'm going to. If you don't agree, I'm an adult. I can make my decisions." And then, like, slowly, I tried to make him understand. Look, I put some kind of goals or something. If these met, then you're on right track. You don't need a degree. And if these are not met, then you need to consider. And then he said, like, if he doesn't get any Ivy League college, he doesn't want to go to college. And UC Berkeley came and he accepted. When he was in first year, he participated in inter-college contest in China, and he really enjoyed it. Next year, there was Kegel contest, and in the Kegel contest, he stood 7th, and he won $100,000 award. We both didn't even know because he's such a humble guy. He never spoke about it, and Dad found somewhere, Balaji found somewhere, and then he said, "Look, Suchir has got this." That's how he was.
So he truly was a very humble and extremely intelligent and self-discovery and confident child out there. So this is a journey from his childhood to getting into a college. Tell us a little bit about his work journey, where he started, and how did he landed up at AI?
Actually, algorithm was his passion, and he was learning machine learning by himself. And when he was in high school, I used to see program keep running on his computer. I wasn't aware what it is. He had downloaded the machine learning data by himself, and he was mastering it. And his TSA competition was in machine learning. Obviously, he tried 3 different internships, and the first Scale.ai, that's also AI, and also OpenAI, and that was the cutting edge field. He felt it's going to serve his objective, and he considered OpenAI as his employer once he graduated.
So that was his first employer. Okay. Um, Balaji, tell us how and when did you come to know about, I understand, like timeline from the last time you saw him to the time you saw him last time.
Yeah, I saw him last time for Father's Day. We went to a restaurant and had lunch and went for a movie. Uh, he likes science fiction movies, and he always thinks something innovative. I can see that. He always kind of a rebel, I can say. He doesn't want to follow the normal. And he always think in different ways. I mean, how to solve the problems. I came to know. Came to know from his ex-boss. He has done some new way of fine-tuning the ChatGPT, and it made it faster to give the results. So that way, he always thinks in a way how to make improvements in a new way. So that is one of the strengths I found out. Um, yeah, that is.
So how did you come to know that Suchir is no more? When did you come to know?
So actually, my wife Purnima was calling him on this last weekend when he died. So that time I didn't think. I thought he was going somewhere with his friends in the weekend. It was a weekend. Nobody can think anything else. So I was telling her not to worry, and he must be going around with friends somewhere. So after Saturday, Sunday also, I tried, and also.
So, but you did go for watching the movie on the Friday. So Friday you met him, right?
Oh, this is last year, that
This is
Father's
last year.
Day. And
Okay, Father's Day.
I spoke to him the
But
Friday night.
Friday
Okay.
night you spoke with him.
Yeah.
And Saturday, Sunday you did not hear anything from him.
Yes, we are trying to call him just 1 or 2 times and see whether he's there, but he was not answering. But we didn't suspect that anything happens like that. Maybe he was busy with his work and something. And Sunday we tried few times, and then she got some doubt, and she was asking. I was consoling her, no, don't worry, anything like that. Then Monday only we got something strange. It is not normal, we felt. Then we gave a complaint and they told they will check. And
So who was the first one who actually got to where Suchir was?
Apartment complex, and he was not feeling well, so I went there, and my car had some tire problems, so Balaji told me take Uber and go. And when I called the dispatch, they said, like, unless you are there, we can't enter into the apartment complex, they said. I did give a missing person complaint in Union City where we live. And from there, like, I went to San Francisco, and I just don't want to go through that. It's very traumatic.
Yes, I understand that. Sorry about that. It is very hard, and this is not easy. So let me ask you the question. What details of the case are you okay sharing with everybody? What is the case all about? And is the case there? Are there any attorney involved that are filing up a case, or are we just looking for investigation into the death?
Yes, we know there's a foul play from many factors, many data points, and we want thorough investigation. And given that it's like widespread AI network and AI community that would have been impacted by his witness and testimony, we want FBI to get involved in this, and that's where we need the support. We might do a vigil in front of FBI office. We might do a protest or a rally. So to support the cause, all we want to ask for is FBI investigation, thorough investigation. In fact, like we're really not very confident of handling his digital devices because we don't trust the system. There's so much corrupt, there's so much manipulation from the day one.
Has the San Francisco NYPD or San Francisco PD stepped forward or contacted you for doing any investigation or
They have a
looking into the
protocol.
case?
They have a protocol. Medical examiner's office has to lead them to investigation.
Okay.
So that's where they start. If the medical examiner's office makes a call, then they're willing to take it up.
So what is the status of the investigation right now? Has it been reopened up?
Yeah, like actually, even from common sense and googling up and reading about it, there are many things that are missing for a suicide decision. The very first thing is, was there a death note? There was no note. And was he? They didn't even ask me if what was his mental state. That's the pathetic thing. They didn't even ask me. So like those are the critical factors that needed to be taken into consideration. And every time I call them, they say like they made a decision. And that's about it. They didn't want to reconsider. But now, like, you'll never know. We're reaching all the authorities.
So our public is running through a lot of state of confusion where we're hearing the cause of death as a suicide, but nobody knows what was the way the death they actually are portraying, that this is how the death happened. Are you in a position to share that what is the way that they are indicating that this was a suicide? What measures were indicated as a cause of the death?
Well, if they had taken into account the condition in which his apartment was, they would have done an investigation. They just decided the cause of death in 40 minutes.
14 minutes, that's what it takes. 1-4.
And the reason they gave is there was nobody else with him. And we saw on the CCTV, nobody came in, nobody went out. He shot himself. It's that cruel, and we were shattered. We really don't understand. But next day onwards, like we knew it's foul play. From the second day onwards, we have been calling coroner's office, medical examiner's office, calling homicide unit, calling the police. And we've been trying to do everything we can. Within a week, we hired an attorney. We did a private autopsy that made our suspicion stronger. Well, investigation is not complete, but our suspicions got stronger after that. Then we slowly started recollecting what could have happened, looking at many different things and many different angles, started journaling everything we found. We have the data ready, but we want someone to come forward and do a thorough investigation. As of now, we don't have that force with us. They've closed it.
They have closed the case. So that we do not have a case and there is no investigation that is being put up, even though there was a second autopsy.
Yeah, the most important thing is like he was a witness. He was witness for a critical case, and even that is not taken into account. And that's the most frustrating for us is like, what's the value of speaking the truth? By speaking truth, if someone could lose their life, do we ever encourage our children to stand up for truth? Is there any protection? No, like, so whistleblowers' life don't matter. We're ready to lose them. I don't know how I could have saved my son by teaching him to tell lies. The ethics with which I raised him took his life today.
So this raised a question that actually I got it from the public before, that why would someone really take the life of Suchir?
Are we living 200 years back or in a mafia gang-like situation? We are going back in the time. I mean, it is, enterprises are becoming very greedy, and the compassion and caring is taking the back seat, and making money and the greed has taken over the driving seat. So we have to bring out the compassion, caring of our people and employees is very important than the making money.
It takes a lot of strength to speak, to stand here and speak. Just not even a month. What was the date that Suchir was 24?
Yeah, 24. We found after 3 days.
26
But
November,
the date, the
just a
time
month.
was actually something like 22nd or 23rd. So a happy go-getter, a happy young man who just came back from vacation, speaking to dad at 22nd. What can go wrong that turns his life upside down? And there are a lot of facts that are very disturbing for us, and we cannot share at the moment. But when we do a PR, all of that will come out at the right time.
So we have seen a lot of coverage through a lot of news media, a lot of articles, but no action anywhere. And we don't know what will it take to have the system take action. If anybody knows how we can proceed forward, come forward and help out. And I think that's what the next question comes from Purnima and Balaji, that what help are you looking for a community to help you?
We have a change.org petition. Please forward it to people. And the legal expenses are very, very high. Like it costs about $500 to $800 per hour for an investigation. And we need a lot of that kind of sophisticated things to do here because his computer has been deleted. His desktop has been messed up. We need to do forensics. And we have a GoFundMe campaign started. We would appreciate if you can please forward it, and anyone who can support us in that will be great. And the last thing is, I want to bring some kind of legislative changes in AI in honor of his ethics and values, make AI ethical, and fight for the copyright law. And if I can find any data that Suchir had, I will support him.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take the questions next, but I'm going to invite Shan Shankaranji, who's the founder of Bharat Ki Awaaz, and have him speak a few words about, he has been very closely related into this investigation.
Thank you. So, in fact, I don't know Suchir, I don't know Suchir's parent. I am just a Indian citizen living here in the Bay Area. I just moved 3 years ago, dreaming I'll pursue my pursuit of happiness. I was pursuing through person of extraordinary ability because I was in startup ecosystem of sorts. So I have a lot of confidence about the Silicon Valley's strength. I always tell my friends back home in India, saying that Silicon Valley is the only place where we can go pitch an idea over a coffee and can impress upon people and can make it to action, get it to action. So I think this place has, this land has that magic. So I believe that, that's the reason I moved here, very much. So I think when I heard this news through some of my Tamil diaspora friends, I was really shocked. And I was asking them, why, by this time we should have got into roads. Because what I could read from the very first article itself, Suchir Balaji has made a tremendous impact by working for OpenAI, working along the very important inventions like ChatGPT, and even there was a safety and ethics team, he was part of it, and he has done tremendous work. The co-founder of OpenAI, John Schulman, has spoke about Suchir Balaji's work tremendously and appreciated. So interestingly, both John Schulman and Suchir Balaji have left the company on same day. Interestingly, Sam Altman was let go by its own board of directors, and he left the company and he came back. And there was an ethics and safety team. They have left the company after Sam Altman came back. And there is a guy who all of us respect, Mr. Elon Musk. He was the one who named this company as OpenAI because he wanted to open source this whole thing, the next phenomenon of the world, artificial intelligence. He's the one who is championing. He's the first guy who wrote the largest check and helped this Sam Altman and this entire team come together and build this company. He's the one who have been cautioning the entire world about the direction this company is taking for past good year and a half, saying that this is not the right direction. This is not the way I wanted to help this company or the world. He's saying by the moment the company became from for non-profit to profit. That time he has cautioned, and a lot of things, even the same very point which Suchir Balaji has raised, fair usage. He has written a very nice research article on his website, suchir.net. All of us must be having some relation to technology. Just go read. So it is very easily understandable for even a hardcore, non-mathematical, non-technology person. He has clearly explained how not only he's not worried about only OpenAI. He is talking about all these generative AI companies, how they are getting hold of data to train, so that it is helping people solve their problem using artificial intelligence, whether there is fair usage. So that's what he's talking about. So if you try to take a corollary with respect to the search engine or the whole Silicon Valley's last great invention, which is Google, all the search engine companies have at least some ethical limits when it comes to crawling of data. So you are building a small HTML website, you have a hashtag which can let the search engine companies know that whether you are keen for them to crawl you or not. That there are clear mechanisms. The entire industry has come together and kind of allowing the search engine companies to crawl them or not for their information, or even getting more additional mileage with respect to footfall or users. So a lot of great defense agencies, research agencies, a lot of different governments, a lot of times they put a very good clear tag saying that search engines do not want to come and crawl their sites. So that's how search engine companies have a lot of ethics built around it. But when it came to OpenAI, Suchir Balaji has clearly told in his interview with New York Times that when he built some of these initial systems, he has built with the intention that it is going to help the industry, the crawling system or the systems to train the whole thing. So, but later when he found that these systems are used on a massive scale to crawl a lot of data and train and build the next big thing, now it's not a $1 billion industry anymore, it's a $1 trillion industry. So that's the reason I think this whole hullabulla around even Microsoft investing or Mr. Satya Nadella speaking about this whole OpenAI with all different hand motions or whatnot. See, he's very stressed when he's talking about OpenAI's investment, Microsoft's investment into OpenAI. So all of this are very clear sign, and I think I have only one ray of hope. So I may politically differ from Elon Musk on many things, but I think he is a visionary. I think all of you must be respecting him because all of us, as an Indian diaspora, we love Tesla cars, right? Or whatever other innovations he is into. So as a technology entrepreneur, I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's the only one who's trying to champion or trying to bring out. It's not about Suchir Balaji. It's about ethics of the AI industry, which he is championing. I think the industry, as Balaji requested, the industry should put the profit behind and should come forward and solve this ethics problem. So using Suchir Balaji's death as a kind of a very important pivotal point for the industry, and maybe I think there is a clear foul play. It's a no-brainer. How come? See, in fact, I was told by Balaji's parent, Suchir's parent, he has bought a bike just that week. After celebrating his birthday, he has bought a bike. How come a kid, a 26-year-old, who is sitting on a pile of stocks or working for cutting-edge technology companies, who sought after Google, who sought after all these cutting-edge AI companies, who will go make a suicide? It's not at all believable. It's common sense. Okay. See, I don't know, but whom we are fighting against, we don't know. See, Suchir's parents don't know. Is it OpenAI? Is it Microsoft? Is it Satya Nadella? Is it Sam Altman? We don't know. See, they also don't know. So we want a fair investigation into the death. They have identified so many things which is clearly telling it's foul play. My only worry and my request for the entire community is, we may think that it is happening for Suchir. So, but all our kids are studying here. They can be one of the smartest kids like Suchir, and they may go think that this whole American innovation ecosystem or American industry is very straightforward, and they may go forward and do something what Suchir have done. Like whistleblow. When they find something non-ethical, they may go do it. So they may think that it's not India, it's America. Always they may say it with pride, right? As a kid of America, born and brought up in America with some Indian origin, they may say it. But when they face something similar like Suchir, do we have the system and the community standing behind them? We should stand behind them. We should stand behind Suchir's parent, Suchir. And it's not just for bringing justice for Suchir, it's a very important moment for the entire industry to identify the solution for ethics into artificial intelligence. We should stand and we should support, in fact, as Purnima and Balaji told, they are doing a small fundraise to support this legal stuff. Say, for example, if they want to stay quiet, there may be largest corporations which may be coming forward and allowing them to stay silent. No, for them, they want to go into road and they want to fight for the cause which Suchir have stood by. Okay, Suchir, as a 26-year-old kid, he was not aware that there may be largest corporation, there may be whatnot, who is involved, he may not know. He stood just by that ethics cause, and he has wrote the research paper, he has contacted New York Times, and a lot more other facts. Like he has lined up so many interviews with so many other press people subsequently. The day after his death, he was supposed to meet Associated Press. When Associated Press called the phone of Suchir, when they wanted to interview, he is no more. Balaji picked up the phone and he said he's no more. So think about it. Associated Press and so many other media organizations who are supposed to meet Suchir, why he is kind of non-existent to tell the rest of the story. He has initiated telling some story and the story is not complete. He has not told the entire story. So we need to figure out, we need to connect dots, we need to make our own inferences, we need to kind of help America stand behind Suchir's parents. So I don't know. So it's going to be a very difficult moment. And when we try to read a lot of things in Twitter, if you read, Sam Altman has supported somebody, Y Combinator. He was the founder of Y Combinator. One of the co-founder of Y Combinator ran for vice mayor. He has supported and he has huge influence. And he said he is doing this for love for AA. But now he's sitting on a $10 billion or whatnot of a pile of OpenAI stock, right? So Elon is clearly saying he's an evil swindler. So I don't know. I don't have much inferences about Sam Altman, but Elon Musk is making all these inferences because he was the one who challenged this. So we should see how we can get justice, if not for anything, at least for our Suchir Balaji, and we should support their parents in all their causes, taking this message ahead and talk to our own congressmen, senators, see how they can at least help the parents to get justice. There should be a fair investigation, which is what they are asking. So we should all support and help. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaji. So now for a minute, before we open up to the questions, I'm going to request everybody to take out their phone. We want to be environmental friendly, so we're going to use our phone lights as a vigil. This room can actually raise a voice, and that voice is going to come from, as we are taking 2 minutes to take out our phone, turn on our lights, and sway them from left to right, we're going to say something, and we're going to say, justice for Suchir. Or we can even go to say,
Do you want to turn off this light before?
we want justice. Justice for Suchir.
Do you want to turn off
Please
the
turn off the light. And can someone pass me my phone, please?
Can you light this candle?
Yeah, we can light this candle. Do we have a matchstick? Yeah, that's my phone. Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir! Justice for Suchir!
We want justice.
We want justice!
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir!
We want justice.
We want justice!
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir!
We want justice.
We want justice!
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir!
We want justice.
We want justice!
We want justice.
We want justice!
We want justice.
We want justice!
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir!
We want justice.
We want justice!
We want justice.
We want justice!
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir!
We want justice.
We want justice!
We want justice.
We want justice!
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir!
Thank you very much. This light of hope does not end just with that. It actually is a hope that we will get justice for Suchir by having this case opened, by having this case looked into, and we make sure that this is not a foul play. And this is, we all know from deeper from our heart that this was a foul play. So let's get this case opened. I think media, community, everybody is raising voice. Where are those ears that are not hearing what we are saying? They definitely have their ear covered. So let's make sure we make this justice request to the people who needs to open this case and get this case open and get the justice served, so that in future there is nobody that is going to be thinking before they are going to step forward and say any whistleblowing, any communication. So Balaji, Purnimaji, please come. These are the parents. Suchir was their only son. You cannot imagine what they're going through. They raised a son who was so strong that he had courage to step up and speak what he saw. You must have seen a small example. When we tell our children, you're driving a car, if someone is actually road raging you, don't try to take action. Just let them pass. That's one way. But then there could be one who's going to step forward and tell the person, hey, you need to drive carefully. And that's what Suchir did. Suchir stepped up and he raised the voice of what he knew, and then he was shut down. We really thank you for coming forward and speaking your heart and sharing as much as information as you could. We'll open this to the question to the public if anybody wants to ask anything. But before that, any word that you both want to say together?
Thank you, Sunita ji, for hosting, and thank you, Shan, and for the support, and everyone here. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Without the collective effort, we cannot get justice.
Yeah, there is a cloud around this mysterious thing. We have to clear that. So your lights can, what we did now, going to clear that cloud which is in this case. So please help us to clear this cloud which is around Suchir.
Does anybody have any question?
I can.
We can take the questions one on one. Let's come down and one on one. Then they won't be able to get the answer. I can come down. That's fine.
I just want to make a comment and then ask a question for my kids. So my name is Mahesh Pekara. I head the data and AI practice for a private company, and I am a professor at De Anza College. I've been active in the Indian American community, mobilizing the community for in the election process. So one thing I want to ask is, have you heard of a person named Aaron Schwartz, who died when he was 26 years old, founder of Reddit? And he was also targeted by the FBI, the government system and everything. So they have started a foundation. It's in the East Coast, Aaron Schwartz, and the Harvard lawyers are with him. So that case yet has not been solved. So I would suggest we need to connect with that family as well. They have been heard. They are the East Coast, Aaron Schwartz. You can Google him out. And one more thing, I would like, as I've seen, most importantly than us Indian Americans, first generation, I would like the kids to get involved. That's only when it will make an impact, I think, more bigger impact. I see a lot of kids here. They have to take the lead because they have to be part of the system. I think that is one more important, because we don't want any politics here. We want to share the Indian American kids, your age and the kids. We have to go out to the schools and the colleges. They have to reach out. They have to start getting really connected. So because I know a lot of our kids, I have a son who is he's also very much in a computer waste. What I'm worried about is they all stay in the rooms and they're activists in the room. That is really bothering me, because we don't know we all come out here, we are first generation, we can see each other, we know what is the biases and everything, but they're in the room. What advice? Because I don't know what he's in because I also know, talking to him and other folks, there's a lot of dark network which is really influencing the second generation kids, especially the WIS kids. How do we manage that? And how, I don't know what advice you can give us, but first and foremost, I want to tell you is we need to engage some other Aaron Schwartz family. By the way, he was a competitor to Sam Altman as well. You'll see, once you Google it, you'll get the whole history about this dark thing that is going on there. So we need to, that's how we can build that network and work for Suchir's Balaji. And I know he was an amazing kid. And first of all, thank you for coming and sharing, because I wanted to hear you. And you're really courageous. And I'm sure he must have been definitely double courageous. Thank you again. And please just advise the kids what they should be doing. That's all I would like to hear from you.
Anybody else? Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, speak.
So good evening. Thank you for all coming here. My name is Kumar Nalusamy. I'm representing West Coast non-resident Tamil community. And I was part of Beria Tamil Mandram, all community. We do support community issues as a collectively together. One thing is, when I heard this news, it was shocked. And the parent was asking how we can educate our kids. I think I know everyone, we put them in to learn and do that work. We don't teach them how they can stand for if something happens. Because that is a very important thing, is we have to educate them. Even the whistleblowing thing is, any company, if they're doing wrong thing is, you don't need to come out. You can educate them to this whistle ethics, all the thing is in there. You can make this, and the system is protected. It's like irrespective of the company inside. Even that is very important to educate every family. Once whistleblower, it's protected. They cannot send you out till the investigation happen. The justice will really come out the truth. They will do the thorough investigation irrespective of influence inside. I think everybody knows that is there, all the corporate company. I think we need to educate the kids, making sure they do the right thing is not to really afraid of anything. You have to educate them and properly. That's one thing I want to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So anybody who's in HR, who's involved in the management of the companies, should actually make this thing as a part of your policies, that how will the whistleblower should come forward, and what are their rights, and how can they follow a process. I would request anybody who wants to speak, keep coming to the side and queue up there for me. Thank you.
I am Karthik. I am from Federation of North American Tamil Associations, and I also work for Bay Area Tamil Mandram, and we volunteer in many organizations like Association of Indo-Americans and everything. First of all, we would like to, we have no words to say, like one child and how much you would have, spent for these things. Like we deeply regret, and we deeply condolences for whatever it happened. But justice needs to be given, as you are asking, and it's like a very, very fair question. As a parent, like you wanted to know what happened, and we are with you. Like, so we are going to do whatever we can to support you in all our whatever we can do, right? So we have the GoFundMe, just we came to know, and we will forward to our Tamil community, and also like we will spread across the Indian community, Asian Indian American community, right?
It's not only just Indian community. I think this is everybody.
Yeah,
this is not, we don't have the human race doesn't have a color
Correct.
or a boundary.
Yeah.
Every single person, whichever culture.
Correct, yep, so of course, like, so we will do whatever we can do. And one question I have is like, so does he have any close friends or anyone like who went through with this thing, right? So like we can ask them to start the thing, like as someone was saying, like the child, the kids, they need to come forward. Like we definitely support them, we back them, but if the kids comes and fight for this, that have a huge visibility, right? So that's going to help, and it gets a big attention. So we would like to focus on that area too. Again, I deeply condolences for whatever happened. Thank you so much for coming forward and talking for your child. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Khande Rao. I represent two organizations. Global Indian Technology Professionals Association, and Foundation for India and Indian Diaspora Studies. I've been long time resident of Cupertino, almost like 25 years, but unfortunately never met Suchir, but definitely very proud of him. He was a prodigy, as you said, Purnimaji. This loss is not just for a family, but I see that the trajectory and the talent and innovation that he had and the courage, definitely we are missing would have been a great, not just a human being and technologist, but also entrepreneur. So it's a great loss. I can't imagine that what he would have been. Looking at his journey, definitely doesn't come out as a weak person. A person who can stand against a giant, which is almost like going to be $1 trillion company or anything, against that and taking a firm stand is not a person who can come out as a suicidal person. A person who has written such a well methodical document, the research paper, doesn't sound a weak person. A person who is coming from a strong family that we are seeing with the values and his recent past, it raises a lot of suspicions about what had happened. So on this background, we demand that this case needs to be opened, particularly because it's so suspicious and odds are so against, and we see that the huge industry, it is important not from an individual perspective or a family perspective, but in this race of how AI evolves further. It is important that this needs to be investigated and some framework needs to be placed in the place. And as I mentioned, that Foundation for India, Indian Diaspora Studies, we work on the policies, we work on the congressional matters, we have various issues related to US-India relations as well as the Indian diaspora. But one of the issues that we'll definitely look at it and take it is the ethical and responsible AI. That's one commitment we give. The second is that the loss that we are seeing, particularly to the family and to the Indian diaspora, will make sure that Indian diaspora is committed to put a required pressure to open up the case. We strongly support parents, both Purnimaji and Balaji, and there are a lot of we can see that it's very unfortunate that this case actually missed the media in the initial period. It also shows a lot of suspicions around the lack of participation from the investigative agencies. And with whatever the contacts that I have personally, in whether it is in Justice Department or whether it's a political or even into the various investigative, we'll try to pull the efforts towards that. But it's suspicious and surprising that such a case, in a way that innocent person is died, and the circumstances are very suspicious, and no one is actually coming forward, and they're in a hurry to close the matters. And that's why the suspicion goes up, and we are all committed to make sure that the case opens up and truth comes out of it. And whatever the truth, we actually feel that he is a very strong person, but in all the circumstances, that steps needs to be taken. Some framework which can assure that our talented children, our generation is committed to be strong, to take their positions on an ethical and be strong about themselves too. And with this, I really sympathize parents, and will be committing and working with you to make sure that whatever we can do to make sure that this case is opened and there is a framework in a place, investigative agencies are involved, all the Indian community as well as the technical community, entrepreneurs also supports all the things, and we are committed for Suchir and his legacy.
Thank you very much. We're going to try to keep the comments for under a minute for everybody so that everybody gets a chance. And then once the comments are done, then I'll come back to you all if you have any questions.
Hello, Namaskar ji. First of all, I want to share my deepest. Yeah. I'm Jasneet, and I actually represent all the parents of Silicon Valley. I am a Berkeley parent myself. I feel strongly for you. I just have a question for you. I know that you are. Yeah, it's actually funny because her son and my daughter graduated the same year as Suchir. They didn't know him. I talked to my daughter about it, but I'm very deeply grieved. I want to ask you, how can we help you? I know it's going to be a very long battle. It's going to take a lot of energy from you. We want to let you know we are here for you. We all are here, and there are many more behind this who are there for you. But we want to know, how can we support you through this battle, because we want to keep this battle in the judicial system.
Thank you for coming for help. And like past 2 weeks when the news has been out, like many people are reaching out to the people whom they know, like, in authorities or in terms of, spreading the word, creating the campaign, guiding us what to do. So we've been incredibly grateful for the community support that we have reached from the past 2 weeks. And it's a very, very tough battle. It's going to be a long battle, but we're not backing up. It's our child, and we need any kind of contacts within the upcoming government, right? Like the government that's taking over. If you have any contacts, and if you have any contacts in FBI that we can talk to, and appointments with the district attorney's office, any of that kind of help, as well as getting the petition signed. That's where you can help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Purnima. So it's very well heard. If you have contacts, come forward.
Okay, so we are from Indian Art and Culture and South Bay Tamils. We have a network of 2,000 parents. I came to know about this 2 weeks before. And she's a Subrata who's closely associated with Balaji. And she's a VP admin, and she has some story to tell, yeah.
Okay, I'm really sorry, Purnima and Balaji. And we are from Cupertino, and my Balaji family is our neighbor. I know Suchir personally, and during his high school, we had a robotics team. All the neighborhood kids are very close, and so we just formed a team with the neighborhood boys, and we went for robotic competitions. And I interacted Suchir a lot, and he used to teach, even though I was a coach, he used to teach me how to design the robot. This is how we should do, and my son was so involved, and my son and Suchir interacted closely, and those were some joyous moments. And Suchir spent a lot of time at home, and at that point, it was very easy to communicate with Suchir technically, so it was a shock when I heard about it, and I didn't even know how to react. And even at this point, the size of the problem is so big, I can't even consume the amount of background work. Whoever is involved has done it, and to, hitting from the back to find out who it is, it's a humongous effort. And as community, if all of us could help this, because most of our kids are also in the tech industry, and it's not Suchir's story alone. Like Purnima said, I have taught my sons to not lie. I've always said that don't tell lies, and they are brought up that way. They can't manipulate or they can't lie. They're very straightforward kids, and that's the story of many of our sons and daughters here. And what Suchir faced, our kids might also face at a lower grade, and this is an eye-opener for all of us. And so they had been hit first. So let's all support them in all ways possible. And Purnima, I'm there for you. Thank you.
So we will support you, and she's also a neighbor. And so we will support you, and whatever we are next door, and we will keep supporting you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. I think that's the last speaker. After that, we'll come to the questions.
Hi, everyone. We are from one of the divorce support group called Breakebad, and we are here to support the cause. We expect and demand justice for Suchir Balaji. We know Purnima for a very long time, and she has been a great mother, and she couldn't be enough proud of her son. and his achievements. And we really cannot imagine that what she's going through today. And condolences to her and her whole family. And we are here to support any way we can.
As part of Break Ke Baad, we will support any help that is needed, Purnima, and we will forward it to know that like everybody should know it and the cause. We will be here with you. Thank you.
Two more speakers. Introduce yourself first, please.
Good evening, everyone. Our heartfelt condolences to Purnimaji and Balaji on the loss. It's a huge. My name is Ramesh Konda. I am associated with Association of Indo-Americans, AIA, and also Bay Area Telugu Association, BATA. And we always, the associations, obviously, we are non-political. We promote our culture, heritage, festivals. But when we heard about Suchir, it was really shocking. And most of us here looking at, we all have similar age group of kids. Myself, I have 2 kids, similar age group. And, all the information what I heard, he's an intelligent and courageous kid and so advanced in his own field.
Speaker is bad. Mic is bad.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, hearing all these things, I would not have imagined he would do, whatever he did to himself. So there is definitely, as Kanderao-ji or other speakers mentioned, there is a lot of things needs to be told, at least parents, for their own closure or satisfactory level, so that if there is something they understood about their son or what happened, right? So definitely on behalf of our community, we are there to support you, and this is not just for the justice, but also for the really truth what happened and how we can also prevent this in future, like Mahesh ji mentioned, right? All of our community kids are there, not only just Indian, but any even local other communities. We all have kids and we raise them with a good intention to make them a good citizens. So this will help us. The legacy of Suchir, whatever we learn from Suchir's incident, it will help many kids, many parents to withstand whatever happened here, right? So that's what we request the authorities to share us what they know and do the thorough investigation, help the parents, help the community. Again, our heartfelt, deep condolences to you. We are with you to support. Thank you.
Can we have all the speakers that are on this side please come on the stage so that we don't have one more problem. So you can see how the community leader like AIA, everybody is behind this. So please, we're hoping that everybody will bring more resources forward. So these are the last 3 set of speakers, and then I'm going to bring the mics to you guys for questions.
Thank you. My name is Ganesh. I'm also a Berkeley parent. My son just is in the 2nd year at Berkeley. Heartfelt condolences to both of you. I can't imagine what you're going through. One thing that I wanted to bring out, which hasn't been spoken about, is what Suchir was actually fighting for. In my reading of everything here, who benefits from what he was doing. If there are any creative people over here, you are the ones he was fighting for. This entire process of using generative AI, we in the Valley normalize the idea that generative AI can replace all artists, all writers, all creative people using computers. And Suchir was pointing out that the core of that is copyright violation. You cannot replace human creators with computers. And he was pointing that out with his work. And I think he was fighting a battle, starting to fight that battle for every creative artist out there. And I think that's the group that he was benefiting. And I really want this fight to go on because it is completely important for us as humans, for their creative spirit to survive and not be taken over by AI. And Suchir's fight is very, very, very crucial for that. Thank you.
Namaste. My name is Pallavi. Heartfelt condolences to you. Suchir stands for me as a parent, beacon of light, to create a world that he wanted to see, a fair, just world, not taken over by AI and completely going unethical, to do whatever to make money, to not make private profit at public cost. That's what he stands for. And I want none of our children or any of us to shadow our lights for that, or to just mute, to create a muted and silenced society. Never again. That should be our promise, to live for Suchir. We are here for you and we'll always be there. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Nam, and I'm one of the creative artists you was talking about. I myself a YouTuber. I run a media company as well. So first of all, my heartfelt condolences to you both. I think I spoke to you, Balaji, a couple of days back. Arul introduced me and we spoke about potentially doing a media campaign or creating a video. So two things, right? First of all, thanks for putting this together so we can come as a community and you are raising your voice for a kid. And thanks to all of you, each one of us who took special time from your holiday breaks to come here to support the family. So a couple of things, right? One, how can we stay connected after this? Because we are here, we are taking all the inputs. Obviously, there are a lot of influential people here from various associations. But what's next? So how can we stay connected? That's one thing to think about. Maybe a WhatsApp group or some Telegram, whatever group, so we can update the progress so we can stay connected. Number two, obviously, how can you support? A couple of questions. There's a change.org petition. We signed that petition and it's been floated around. Please go and support and sign that petition. There is a GoFundMe campaign. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very expensive legal battle, and definitely we need your support. And it's not our support, right? There are friends of us who wanted to come. Probably they might not know that this is happening today. So please go spread it. Take a photo of this. Go post in your socials. Because see, the thing is until it happens to us, it does not hit us, right? We always think, no, it will not happen to you. Oh, RIP. You can put all those messages, but it can happen to anyone here. So next time, the amount of steps we are going to take from here, that will be a cautionary to all the other big shots who we are talking about. They should be fearing or scared to touch another person like this, right? So this is a step forward. So please come forward. Please do voice your opinion, voice your concerns, spread it across, and definitely I'll do my part. I'll spread the message in my socials and to my friend circle. So once again, thanks everyone for joining here.
Before I introduce our last speaker, I want to say something. Who am I? Why am I standing here? Why did I do this? The day I came to know about this news, my name is Sunita Murchia. I've been in the Bay Area since 2004. My all kids went through, 3 of them, I have 4 kids, 3 of them went through Monte Vista. And my oldest one was in the same year as Purnima's son, Richie. When we hear something, we have 2 options. Close our eyes and not do anything, or do something, even if it's small. And the hope is that small is going to grow bigger. And we're going to take this forward, and we're going to create a bigger solution towards this, so that, as all the previous speaker has said, until it hits us, we don't know how hurtful and how deep it is. And our action today will determine that in future, it doesn't happen to any one of us. With this, I'm going to bring in someone who really truly believes in this, who also has the same journey between Monte Vista, Berkeley, and he's actually, at this point, Milpitas School Board. Mike.
Good evening, friends. There are no words to adequately describe how grieved we are right now at what has happened to Suchir Balaji. He was truly the best of us. At this moment, even nationally, when we see so much hate and division, much of it targeted against Indian Americans, even when people like Suchir are the most courageous, brave, and intelligent people the world has ever produced. I cannot imagine the amount of courage it took for Suchir to do what he did, to know what he knows, and to have the courage to prepare to speak out about it. I myself served on the Milpitas School Board as an elected official for our community. Many of us came to America with this belief that this is a place of freedom, freedom from fear, freedom of speech. But the harsh reality I encountered was that unfortunately, even in America, there is this thing known as corruption. There are powerful people who will stop at nothing to get their way. They will lie, they will threaten, they will deceive, and they will intimidate. And when I myself encountered this in my journey in public service, it was appalling. So I know all too well the pain and the fear that so many of us might be feeling right now. That we cannot trust the official story. And that when we do question it, there's people who try to say, stop questioning it. Why are you questioning it? When I served, and I tried to tell people, hey, something funny is going on. One thing I noticed, there was a difference. Some people, I would talk to them, they say, no, that couldn't possibly happen. Everyone here is honest. But when I spoke with the Indian American community, they did not doubt. They knew that there is the people who want to silence us, that the people who want us to just go along with them, that even if something seems wrong, we just have to pretend it is right. I myself, I worked in AI before I served in government, and I work in AI to this day. There are those of us in the AI community who do not believe the official narrative that certain AI people like to tell you, that they are so benevolent and that everything they are doing is for the good of humanity. If they were telling the truth and they are doing everything for the good of humanity, why all the secrecy? Why all the enforced silence? Is this the behavior of someone who is truly for the good of humanity? I think we all know what probably happened. But at the same time, that tells us something else. We must be more courageous than ever before. We must be more outspoken than ever before. And we must be more careful than ever before. Because if indeed something happened, then those people are probably trying to watch us right now and see what we are going to do. And yes, we will never forget Suchir. And the best thing we can do to honor his life and legacy is to continue on with what he stood for. Justice, answers, and accountability, no matter who is doing it, no matter how powerful they are. We cannot be silenced. We cannot be told that what we saw was not what we saw, and this is especially dangerous in the future with AI, when anyone who even asks the AI, hey, what happened to Suchir, and they will tell us something that is maybe not true. We are the ones who know, and we have to stay together. Thank you.
Here, Michael. Anybody have any questions?
or anybody have even commentary, you want to just say it from the place wherever you guys, how you guys want to stand behind this? Yeah, say any of Suchir's friends, school friends, workmates, or neighbors here, please feel free to come forward, share a few of your thoughts if you guys want.
So does he have any friends or like in the school or the kids? You have anybody like this who can
Are
drive?
there any friends that have come forward to speak about or help out?
We have a memorial event tomorrow. They are coming, all his classmates are coming, around 30 students. So they're going to share that, yeah.
Yes, his friends are ready to speak to anyone, but the fact that like this, it's a long battle, so we haven't strained them because there are a lot of people who would want to talk to. They actually love Suchir so much. In fact, in OpenAI, first time the HR said like they're all grieving, they had to call grief counseling to office for 2 days. A lot of them wanted to come, but they have been prevented and just one person is attending. But we have like a very good memo from his former supervisor who calls out all the achievements of his personality. Suchir was very funny. He would lift anyone up in his friends. He go out of his way to help people. He doesn't complain for anything in life. He always smiled.
So, I just comment, being involved with this community, people know me, I've got people elected as well. So one of the things we have to do, I know it's very, very personal, we have to take this as a mission, all of us have to take this as a mission. And the reason, what I feel is more important, the friends, and we have to activate them. We have to do that kind of an activities. So we need to have an action, like a strategy in place. I'm being very blunt, but I think it's very important because I know what has happened in the past, the similar case, Aaron Schwartz, same. That is why I know what has to be done. It has to be much bigger movement. So we have to make it a movement, not only about him. So we have to get all the kids who are coming. Maybe you need to get their email addresses, phone numbers, and you have to have a person who can coordinate their activities, how they need to get on the internet. So many things have to be done. So I would suggest, I know we have to do all that, but we have to do that. Otherwise, it will be not that effective. So I would suggest, and then the first step is that, and second is we have to get all the elected officials involved in a way that they can start also being part of it. They have to support it, they should not lead it. The kids have to lead it. The political people have to follow them as to what they have to do. It has to be a movement. Then we have to tie up with the other people who have a similar situations. So we have to get all that stuff going. So that's all I want to say. It's a big thing. So maybe, I don't know who you're trusted. You have to create a core group of people who are really moved by this movement to help you support your initiatives. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
So I'm going to ask here. We have WhatsApp group, and if you go on the profile out there, on my profile, I actually have the WhatsApp group link also there. Join that, step forward and come and tell what you would like to do and take a lead on it so that we can form those organizations, because even if the children needs to move forward, they need guidance, they need connections, they need support. So if you join WhatsApp group, step forward and say, hey, I actually do have connection with these and I'm interested in running this type of a campaign, and let's take those actions. Because just by assuming or that kids will do something or someone will do something, the person that can do is you can do it. So if you know what you can do, I highly encourage, please step forward, and then people will join you. Don't just wait for other people to come up with a solution. So that's my request from anybody. And even if those people are not in the room, those people are somewhere out there, and you are in connection with them, send them the link, have them join, and let's create a task force that actually puts the measures for our children in future.
Yeah. So we are all talking at the same time. I would like to reiterate what Magesh has said. So definitely we need to give the official petition to each mayor of the city, like local Bay Area. All the mayors need to give, and senators, whoever we meet, we have to come up with a formal petition and sign it by the members of that local city and then give it to them. And then we should reach out to the district attorney office, or we have to have a protest in Sacramento to fight for justice.
Thank you. We are just gonna, I wanna.
There's a change.org petition which got more than 10,000 signatures in just less than 2 weeks. So please go ahead and sign the change.org petition. So hopefully, in case if you guys are part of this Justice for Suchir WhatsApp group and the Vigil WhatsApp group, you may be aware of this change.org petition. And also there is a GoFundMe which the parents have initiated yesterday. There's barcode around a lot of seats or in the side of the room. You can just scan it, and whatever support, little support you can do for supporting the parents who are trying to have a legal battle, long legal battle, it may be very helpful for the parents.
Hi, I wanted to say something. We can all follow George Webb. I think he was looking for you. He's an investigative journalist. He's done a lot of work. He actually came in person in San Francisco, and he came to Redwood City. So he had a Substack. I can put his link in the Facebook group so you guys can look it up. There's a lot of work, investigative work. Yes, this deep state, this evil, the giants behind it is really big. But we have to stand up, absolutely. So we cannot just let Suchi just go away for nothing. So we have to continue, follow George Webb. Okay, thank you.
I want to take a moment to thank some key people that came in making this happen. Anandji, who is the president for University of Silicon Andhra, in a spur of a moment, as I said, we would like to host this, no question, no nothing. Give us a date and we'll make this happen. Opening this venue on a Friday evening, not taking something that could have gotten them a good function here, they actually committed to us. This is where the support comes in. Thank you to all the medias, from Pune Bajaj to ABC to NBC to, I don't even have the number counted, Business Insider, Mercury News. Everybody, Sitare TV, everybody has just stepped forward and looking to coverage this event and continue to spread, taking private interviews with Purnimaji and giving as much as information out. The purpose of this meeting today was to make sure that you are not taking the information from internet, but directly from Poonam. And it's out there now. Everybody can listen to this replay. I will post this live that has happened as a do not delete, so forward it to your people. Story has come directly from Purnima, and she's looking for your support.
Thank you for everyone's support. And I just recollected one more thing I came across recently. Ilya Sesko, who was a former OpenAI safety lead, who was in the board, he left, he was fired last year. December 15th, when he came for a conference, he hired security guards with him. So is AI becoming a mafia where they kill people and people are scared to speak up the truth? Is this the America that we believe in? We the people, right? Like, are we allowing this to continue? This is a big voice that we need to raise. Yeah, there is several $1 billion invested in this industry. Just because people have invested, if somebody wants to say they need to change the direction, they need to bring ethics, they need to bring regulations, are we killing them? Are we threatening them? This is not good.
Thank you.
There is tea available in the next room. Please feel free to have a small tea. Thank you. Thanks for coming down. Thanks, guys.
Ritu, when are you going?